Today's plan should be simple. Drive 100 miles, pull into our campground near Devil's Tower, and settle in for the weekend. The only catch? It's Friday, and the campground is first come, first serve. If we don't get a spot, it's all Joseph's fault.
Hey now!
If you're new here, we're Kalyn and Joseph, and for the last 6 years, we've traveled full-time in our 20-year-old fifth wheel chasing national parks, quirky small towns, and scenic boondocking spots across the country while sharing the reality of RV living. Let's just get everything out of here.
Yep.
Just so we can see the damage and what we're working with here. This week, we're headed to one of the most popular U.S. landmarks, Devil's Tower. But instead of rolling in with a reservation, we're gambling on a first-come, first-served campground in the middle of the busy summer season.
I am worried that there are people with trailers in this waiting area.
And we also don't have a backup plan.
3 videos ago, we replaced the leaf springs on the RV, and since then we have driven between 3 and 4, maybe close to 500 miles, which is the time you're supposed to check all the U-bolts, make sure the bolts are torqued down to spec. So I bought this massive torque wrench, and I was gonna go do that this morning before we left for travel day. And then I went through my tools and discovered I don't have a deep 3/4 inch socket. So new plan. We're gonna visually inspect the U-bolts, make sure everything looks okay. We're gonna buy a deep 3/4 inch socket on our way today. We only have 100 miles to go, and then I'll retorque the U-bolts. That looks good, that looks good. Everything's tight. I think we're good.
I got a Cody. He's ready to go.
He looks comfortable.
Look at his legs. Here you go, buddy. Ready for travel day? There we go. Good girl. I am really gonna miss this boondocking spot.
It was a good one.
It was right outside of Custer. Spar Spring Dispersed Camping is what it was called. It was beautiful, it was quiet, very enjoyable. So I'm very sad to leave. But it is time to move on to our next location. We're actually headed right through the town of Custer on our way to our next spot. And we have 2 stops to make. The Ace Hardware one, which you had said, and then we've got to stop at the post office. We got to send some postcards to people, which is very exciting. We've got a lot of postcards that we have written from this area. We also have to pick up a package. It's a whole thing. We don't even know if it's there. We hope it's there, because if not, I guess we're just like leaving.
Yeah.
And
somebody in Custer gets a free gift.
Free gift, because we gotta keep going. But we have a whole video about how crazy it is to get packages on the road, and basically how we get them, whether they're through the post office or through a FedEx location or UPS location. So you can go watch that. I'll put the link in the description. And if you're like, why is there an office chair in the back here? Well, I had a birthday last week. That was my birthday present.
It was a great idea.
It was such a good idea because my desk chair is falling apart, and literally like I almost tip over because the wheels fall off. So we got me a new one, but
guys,
it's a little wide.
Guys, I was putting it together the night before, and I was like, yep, I'm not even gonna wrap this because it looked good online, not so much in person.
I think it's just because, is that an issue that we should pay attention to?
It is. Joseph needs to put some air in one of the tires.
Okay, that's our
tire
pressure monitoring system that interrupted our story. Anyway, I think this would be a fine chair if it was in a bigger space. It just looked so funny.
It really did.
Now the only problem is, where do we park?
Yeah, I can park in I'm pretty sure I'll be able to park in the hardware store.
Stop, she's barking at, I think, the
fake buffalo?
The fake buffalo.
So there's the post office. So we're gonna be a block from the post office because here's the hardware store.
Okay.
So if you wanna walk to the hardware store, to the post office,
I'll
buy the 3/4 inch socket.
Okay, we'll maximize our time.
We'll try. And we'll have a little race. You go. See if you can get the package.
have to make this a competition.
And I have to buy a socket, and I have to fill the tank, fill the tire.
Maybe should you leave this running, or at least put the windows down?
I'll leave it running.
For the babies.
I'm watching all my pressures here to see if I need to fill more than one tire. Just the one. Okay.
All right, let's do this.
I'm running. She's not. Can you point me in the direction of socket sets?
Hi, I'm hoping I have a general delivery package under this name. This is my husband's name. Nothing really. Well, that is a huge bummer. I guess they'll just send it back to e-trailer. There's something we needed for a video. But, and then get it kind of resent to us in Colorado Springs. But mail on the road is just so interesting. But I'm excited that I got to send out some of your postcards. If you are in the postcard club and you received a postcard from the Black Hills area, leave a comment below because we would love to know that you received it, and we're just really excited to write them and send them out to you guys. Nothing.
Didn't come?
No.
Darn it.
I know.
Oh well.
Them's life on the road.
So who won since I'm putting this away?
I don't know. You got back to the RV first, but also I forgot my mic, and so I had to run back after I got to the post office.
Did you ask them by any chance if there was a way to forward it?
I didn't. I just said, are you gonna like send it back? And he said yes.
Okay. All right.
Sometimes though, I don't know, like I kind of pushed him a little bit because, oh, there's bunnies. Okay, sorry, there's bunnies.
Oh my goodness.
They're like running, it's hard to tell,
There's
but
three
they're
of
running across the, I can't get good footage. Use your 5X.
Yep, I will.
I just obviously get very excited about bunnies. Okay, so sometimes the post office workers, and I'm not trying to throw them under the bus, but they're not very organized. And so sometimes packages that have said that they have arrived, like they can't actually find. We don't have a tracking number on this. So are there 3 or 2?
I'm only seeing 2.
2, okay, but they're big. So I don't know.
We're covering the important stuff here.
It could be there, it could not be there.
I don't know that sometimes it's lack of organization. Sometimes I feel like just some postal workers don't understand general delivery.
That is
They're
true.
like, why is this random person coming in? They don't
And
have a post
receiving
office
mail,
box.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, well, that's
All
a bummer.
right, on our way
Okay.
to, I haven't told you where we're headed yet. So we are headed to Devil's Tower National Monument. I can't believe that we have not been there
It's
before.
crazy. We have had to drive within like 50 miles of it multiple times.
And we have never stopped, and it's like such an iconic geological formation, and we still haven't seen it yet. So, whoa, that sounded funny.
It was a rumble strip.
Okay, I
There's-
don't know.
there's-
I don't know if that came through or
There's
not.
some sharp, here's another one. There's some sharper turns coming up.
So anyway, the campground that we are gonna stay at, it's $20 a night. It's just boondocking. We're only there for one night because we gotta continue on to Colorado Springs tomorrow. But it's first come, first serve, and I don't really remember ever doing a first come, first serve campground before. So our arrival time is like at 12:03, and checkout for this campground is 12 o'clock. So I feel like we're gonna make really good time in trying to snag a spot on a Friday lunchtime.
Fingers crossed somebody's leaving right at noon and we can sneak into their spot.
I almost thought that was rain, but is that Canadian smoke?
I think it's Canadian smoke. I think we're about to drive straight into it. I think the Canada wildfires, I've been watching them and they've been north of us, and today we're headed north.
That's insane. That is just like a thick wall right there that goes all the way across. Wow.
I'm not sure this is smoke. It's the weirdest fog I've ever seen, but it is behaving like fog, and I'm not smelling smoke.
Right. And I had my hands out to the window for a little bit, and I felt wet on my arms. So now I'm thinking, yeah, it was just like a wall of fog.
Which is really weird. I have not seen a bank of fog like that. I was getting worried because I'm like, we're going to Devil's Tower, and if it's going to be smoky like this, I was just like, this is going to destroy the view. But with the fog,
That's gonna also destroy the view.
well, I feel like there's a chance that it lifts.
Yeah, that's true.
We'll see. It is almost noon, so it seems like it should be lifted already, but we'll see.
Well, I completely forgot when I told you our arrival time that we were going to have to stop at a dump station. So if we don't get a spot, it's all Joseph's fault.
Hey now, we're gonna try to make this as quick as possible. Since we're only gonna be there for a night and then we're boondocking one other night, we're just gonna put a little water in. And then we're just gonna take as long as it takes. Whoa, I almost gave myself a shower. Then we're just gonna take as long as it takes to dump the black. Release the Kraken!
Why is it so smelly? I don't feel like it's usually this smelly. Is it because it's been like 7 days?
It's been like 9 days, yes, that is why.
Were you timing us?
I wasn't, but I know how long it said till we were gonna get to our spot, so.
Okay, so put in our spot again and we'll see what our arrival time is because it's now exactly noon.
Our arrival time, 12:38. It was 12:15 was the arrival time.
Well, it's
when we got here.
12:03 first.
Yeah, but we drive
And then
slow. So
it was
12:15
yeah.
when we got here. So it's 12:38, so we did it in like 15, 20 minutes.
Okay, that's not bad.
20, not too bad.
I'm still blaming you if there's not a spot.
Boom, just like that, blue sky. We came up out of the town and we were out of the fog. It absolutely was not Canadian smoke, but we got blue sky. It's nice. We're starting to get some sneak peeks of Devil's Tower, and I'm behind a Jayco. And I am automatically assuming we are 8 miles away. I am assuming he is going to the same campground that we are, and I'm contemplating trying to figure out how to pass him.
Oh my goodness. Maybe he's just passing through.
He could be, but you know, if he's an RV that's on this road, he must be going to the same campground I am.
See that little nub? It's Devil's Tower. Oh, you can see it a lot better there. That's pretty massive, and I think our hiking trail goes around the base of it.
We've got a picture turnout in a half a mile. Really hoping this guy wants a picture. He's gotta want a picture.
I don't think he wants a picture.
He wants a picture.
I don't think so.
He's gonna park so he can get a picture of his beautiful Jayco and his really cool Jeep with the tower in the background. He wants a picture. Here it is. He wants a picture. He wants. Oh.
He does not want a picture.
Come on. This is our left-hand turn. He doesn't have a turn signal. Oh, there it is.
Turn signal.
No.
I think you're out of luck.
He better not get the last spot. I should have passed him. There was one passing lane, and I did think about it, but we're so big. Oh, he's in the right lane.
Well, wait, is that not our campground?
No, this isn't our campground.
Oh, this is the KOA.
This is the KOA.
Is he going to be in the KOA?
Is he in the KOA?
I don't see a blinker.
I don't care. He's in the right lane. I'm passing him. We got a green light.
Sorry, dude.
We got a green light. He pulled in the KOA. Woohoo, we're good.
Okay, if there's an entrance station up here, I need to make sure that we have our, see if this will work first.
Oh, Trin's hoping for a treat. Sorry, Trin.
We keep forgetting to bring treats in here.
I don't think they're gonna have one.
Feel alone and dejected. You poor thing. They probably don't have any bones. No dog bones. Oh, there's not even anyone there, Trinity. Oh my word.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Please.
She just fell. Careful. Go back.
I don't know what I'm supposed to present. It says as you exit, present pass or pay. Okay, there's my pass.
Okay.
I don't know who I'm presenting it to.
I don't know.
All vehicles with trailers must turn left 1 mile ahead.
That's probably to go to the campground.
Yep.
Look at how big it is. That really lives up to the hype, I think.
Yeah, it's unique.
That's so cool.
This is our turn.
It is?
Yep. This is where all trailers have to turn, and this goes to the campground.
Okay.
All vehicles with trailers must turn left.
All right. Well, you're just following the rules then.
That is us. I am worried that there are people with trailers in this waiting area.
Maybe they're just...
Hang on. We got somebody.
Hi, is the campground?
Camp with us?
Yes.
Yeah.
Camp straight back, campground's open, pick your sites.
There's room?
Oh yes, sir. When you go in, you're going to see a bulletin board.
Yep.
Oh, hi, guys. When you go in, you see a bulletin board, campground registration. There's a brown box right there. Grab your registration form.
Okay.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Thank you so much. Did you hear that, Trin? We got camping. She's like, where's my treat?
I know. She thought so. We'll get you one. We'll get you one. Don't you worry. Treat and a hike. I'm just grateful that there are spots.
I am just thrilled.
And he made it sound like there were a lot of spots that we could choose from. So arriving at 12:39
seemed to work.
On a Friday seemed to work. Select a vacant site, pay within 30 minutes of arrival. They don't take cash or checks, so we just have to like fill out our credit card number here and put it in, which feels a little funny. I don't like writing down my credit card number.
Yeah, that does feel a little funny.
Let's go get us a campsite. Pick a spot, Trin. What do you think? What about that one?
That's the one I was thinking of.
Let's do that pull through.
You don't want to drive around and come back?
No, I like this spot.
You like this spot. All right.
Let's nail it, because there was one time where we drove around a second time just to see what else was there, and our spot that we originally wanted was taken. So we're not taking any chances. You're good. Come on. Yep. Keep coming. Okay. How are we now?
Green all around.
Yay! Good job.
So this place is max 35 feet, and I want to make an addendum to that, and that is if you have a sliding fifth wheel hitch and you need to be able to pull straight out to unhitch, I haven't seen all the sites. There might be a site or two where you could do that, but all the sites that we've driven by so far are going to be like this, where you're going to be pulling out at an angle, which for our hitch is fine. Our last hitch would not have been fine.
Are you ready for the slide to go out?
Another 100 miles down on the new leaf springs. Let's actually get these torqued this time, but first we'll stick these deep sockets in my super organized toolbox. Now to be fair to me, I guess, I do have a toolbox that's just for wrenches. I've got one for screwdrivers. Then I've got this one that is for all my sockets. And I do have it organized. I've got drivers and extensions. I've got my full metric set that includes some random deep sockets there. And then I've got my Imperial set that has a couple random spark plug style sockets. And we're just going to, these are Imperial, so drop those in there. Now we got some deep sockets in with the Imperial set. And speaking of those drivers and extensions, I do think I am going to need a reducer. Man, this thing is massive. I wish I could have found a torque wrench that wasn't 17 miles long, but the smaller ones didn't get up to the weight I needed. But look at this thing. Look at this thing. It's like half my height. All right, so we need to get this up to 110, and yes, that is not gonna fit. So let me grab a reducer. This is it right here. See, I can find stuff. Not always, but I can find stuff. With almost any manufacturing project that you do, the manufacturer is going to have torque specs, which is how tight the bolt needs to be tightened. And you have to pay attention to those, because if it's too loose, the bolt could wiggle off as it vibrates and literally spin off, and the bolt could fall off. If it's too tight, if you just take an impact wrench to it and you could actually strip out the bolt at that time. So that's why it's important to pay attention to the torque specs, and why in this case, after I finished the project, it was important to pay attention to say, okay, after 500 miles, I need to recheck these to make sure that the nuts are still in spec. Ugh. All right, you know what? I probably should have set this before I got under here. Let's see, that would be foot-pounds. I need to get it up to 110 foot-pounds. Okay, we got 16 of these. Wish me luck. Oh, nice. 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 These hadn't budged. Oh, somebody smoked. Was it me? Sweet. 8 down, 8 to go. One tire left. It's the yummy sewer valve one. All right, let's get under here. 2, 3, 4. Done.
Right after we finished our bit of RV maintenance, we loaded Trinity up and headed for the visitor center, excited to take her on the tower trail. According to what I'd read online, dogs were allowed. It turns out not so much. There were no dog signs everywhere. Still determined to give Trinity her promised walk, we wandered around the campground instead, at least until we discovered she wasn't allowed near the prairie dog town either. How is it that she is allowed here through prairie dog town and not up around the base of the tower where I don't think there are prairie dogs?
That would be because she's not allowed on this trail.
Are you serious?
No, right there. There was no sign the way we came from.
No! But they said that we could take her from the campground.
Okay, Trinity, you need to keep a secret. You need to not tell anybody that we took you on the trail you weren't allowed on. Because we thought you were allowed on it, so you just need to keep that between us, okay?
At this point, our plans are pretty much falling apart because a storm was rolling in and threatening our campfire plans for the night. We scrambled to get a fire going for s'mores.
I don't know, do I get extra points on my man card for this, or do I lose points on the man card for this? I'm not sure, because on one side, it's a torch, it's fire. But on the other side, I feel like I'm fully cheating on starting this campfire.
But even that wasn't as epic as we imagined. The graham crackers are stale.
Oh no!
All we could do was hope that the next day would turn things around. Let's try this again. We're gonna head up to the tower trail early this morning before we have to leave at noon, I think is checkout here. Poor Trinity, she's so sad that she can't come with us, but we really wanted to see Devil's Tower up close and to be able to take you guys along with us.
One of the perks of this campground is you could actually hike straight from the campground up to the base of the tower and around, but since we have to check out at noon, since time is a factor this morning, we're gonna go up to the visitor center. That way it's only a 1.3, 1.5 mile hike as opposed
Try
to...
1.7.
Okay, it's a 1.7 mile hike as opposed to probably something on the order of a 3 to 4 mile hike if we did it the other way. We don't wanna be one of those people that overestimates our hiking ability and ends up checking out at, 1 instead of noon.
But here's the thing too. Do you really wanna climb up that very steep hill to get up there? Maybe if we have more time, but
we have to check out at noon.
oh my word, they know we have to check out at noon.
Kayla was just like, how many times can you say check out at noon when you're talking?
Look at how massive that is.
It's a lot bigger just getting up here.
I know.
It's crazy.
That's so cool.
What's that say? What's that say? It's only a 1.3, 1.5 mile hike as opposed
Try
to...
1.7. I swear it said 1.7 on the internet, but also on the internet, I thought this was a pet-friendly trails, and that's clearly not the case.
I don't know where I got 1.3 then from, because I had 1.3 in my head, and I thought that was from you, but maybe not. I don't know. We're getting old, folks. We're getting old.
Okay, wait a minute. Do you see that sign?
I see,
Tower Trail 1.6 mile loop, and I feel like we just did 1.5 or 1.1 down there.
We have another Bumpus Hell situation where all the information is different.
Are you gonna reference that video?
Yeah, I'll reference the video. There'll be a link or something somewhere. Check it out. All right, we're back at the sign. What was our total?
Yeah, so we have 2.9 miles, which is completely different than the other 3 things that told us the mileage. Now it's back to 1.3.
And we haven't even gone another 1/10 of a mile since it said 1.6.
No. I don't know, and I don't have my all trails on, so I can't give you any ideas on what's correct. Clearly, I didn't read about this trail enough, and I don't know if it's the whole trail, but it seems like we are just going through woods with little peaks of Devil's Tower throughout the trees, so I don't know, keep that in mind. I mean, it's nice to be shaded. That's the positive. All right, Joseph.
Yes.
We're gonna test your knowledge from the program last night that we went to.
The program that got rained out?
Yeah,
All
tell us what you learned before it rained out about Devil's Tower.
So I learned that the Indian tribes in the area, I believe there are 12 of them, most of them, if not all of them, named it after a bear lore in some way, shape, or form. It got its name Devil's Towers because the Lakota word for either Great Bear or Big Bear or something like that is very, very similar to the Lakota word for bad god. So I don't think it was Custer. I think it was somebody like affiliated with Custer, came through, heard the Lakota word for what they thought was bad god, changed it to the English word devil and called it Devil's Tower. So it's all a big misunderstanding as to why it's called Devil's Tower and not Bear Tower. And
you're off the trail and you're going to hit a rock. But hey, good job.
Thank you.
I'm gonna give you an A-.
Okay, I learned some more. Let's see, some other.
This is teaching time with Joe.
Teaching time with Joe. Some other Westerners came here. I don't remember their names, and they were the first, at least Westerners, to climb the tower. They made a giant spectacle out of it, bringing people all the way from Rapid City and like towns around here.
The one thing I thought was cool is one of the Lakota origin stories on like how basically this tower just rose and then there was a great bear and he was scraping it to try to get to these 7 sisters on the top. And that's how you have all the little like lines all the way through. All the vertical lines are because of bear claws.
Which if that's true, that's one giant bear.
Yes.
I don't know, Kalyn, close enough for you?
We finally, I can't even see the top at this point. This is the base. The tower trail does take you to the base.
Start climbing.
Oh goodness. I have no desire to do that.
The first couple guys that climbed it that we referenced earlier, they actually did it by building a ladder, like an 800-foot ladder to the top of the mountain, which I think is crazier than trying to climb it with ropes and stuff. I think that's a big no thanks for me.
And we're back.
How many miles was it?
I have no idea. But that was a cool trail. So you kind of got a little bit of tree coverage, then you get out of the trees, then you go to the rocky spots. So I think you get a really good, I don't know, view of like everything, sample of everything that Devil's Tower Monument has to offer, and it's not super strenuous. Alrighty, time to get packed up.
What time do we have to check out?
Hopefully we didn't forget anything important on this travel day, but that's gonna be it for this video. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button. I feel like it's coming. It's coming. It's coming.
If you want to know what time it is, it's 9:49. It's not noon.
It's not noon, and you just had to bring that up again. So he says that instead of mash the subscribe button. Anyway, we will see you guys next week in Colorado, and I promise this was just like a quick stop along the way. I know it's not slow down summer, but we will be spending like more than a month in Colorado. We'll see you guys next Friday.